Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you are here today. Got a little Friday music. All right. Let us pause that. There we go. It is 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here today. I am Isha Herbert Davis, and I'm the Carnivalist and Chief of Events by Ashe, where we plan unique and life-changing Caribbean Carnival experiences. And welcome, welcome, welcome to the Carnival Readiness Assessment. So for the next 30 to 45 minutes, I'm hoping that I don't go right to 45 minutes, but as all you know, I like to talk. I am going to do something a little different because this is not a presentation. I do have pretty slides. I'm actually very proud of my slides, I will just say, right? But it's actually a live assessment. And by the time we are done, you are going to know exactly where you stand and what your smartest next step is when it comes to planning Caribbean Carnival. So if you're watching, if you're logged on, definitely drop me a comment, say hello, what's up, how you doing? Please drop me a comment. I like interaction. So it's time for you to settle in, grab something to drink because you're going to be watching me for a little while, and let's really get into it. And while we're all still joining, let's get to know each other. Drop your name in the chat. Where are you watching from? What city are you watching from? I want to see where everybody's calling from because, you know, I'm nosy, as everybody knows this. I just like to know, right? And tell me also what brought you here to watch the assessment today. What made you say yes to come on in and watch? And even if you're watching the replay, I know I get tons of replays on these webinars. So if you're watching the replay, put something in the chat as well. I always respond, or my team always responds. So definitely let us know what brought you to watch the Carnival Readiness Assessment today and where you're watching and your name. All right, put it in the chat. So I also want to know, if you just wanted to drop one word in the chat, that's fine too. Which carnival is on your vision board right now? Is it Trinidad? Is it Barbados? Is it Grenada? Is it something else, somewhere else? Just tell me what's on your mind, all right? And I'm checking out the chat as I'm going along, so definitely feel free to do that. All right, so let us get started. All right. So let me ask you something. Does this sound like you? How long have you been thinking about going to a Caribbean Carnival? And you're not just thinking about it casually, like you're really thinking about it. It's something that is on your mind. You're dreaming about it when you're going to sleep at night. You know, as you're working, going through your work day, you're kind of daydreaming about experiencing a Caribbean Carnival. You've watched the videos, you've seen the posts, you've been experiencing extreme FOMO. And maybe you even started researching at one point in time, and then life happened, right? You were just like, this isn't going to work. I can't do it right now. I don't have the bandwidth, whatever the case may be, life happened. And you are the woman who shows up fully for everything and everyone else. And somewhere along the way, this dream, this trip, this Caribbean Carnival that you want to experience just kept pushing next to the next year. Like it just you kept pushing it, you kept pushing it, you kept pushing it. And if that sounds like you, I definitely want you to put a yes in the chat. All right. And again, tell me your name and where you're watching from. And you know, that's what I thought. People like you are going to be watching this. That is exactly what's going on with you. You probably have been dreaming about going to a Caribbean Carnival for years. Life has been lifing, you know. Kids take priority. Your parent, maybe you're caring for parents. Your spouse, partner takes priority, you know, and you have never been that priority. And your dream to go to Caribbean Carnival hasn't been that priority. And let me tell you, you are definitely in the right place today because we are going to talk all about that. All right. So put yes in the chat if that sounds like you, and we will keep moving forward. So here's what I want you to hear right now. The reason Carnival keeps getting delayed for you, it's not because you're not capable, right? It's not that you cannot figure it out. It's just because nobody has ever really given you a clear, honest picture of what planning a carnival experience actually requires, right? You've gone through the research rabbit holes, you've gone through the conflicting Instagram advice or maybe Facebook group advice, you've gone through all of that, the not knowing what you don't know, right? Yes, exactly. So that's what creates the gap between the carnival that's on your vision board and the one you've actually experienced. And today we are going to close the gap. So again, it's not that you're not capable, it's just that nobody ever gave you a really clear, concrete picture of what planning carnival well actually requires. And Patricia, I see you. Hello. Next up is Antigua Carnival. Wonderful. I am sure you're going to have a ball. All right. Thank you so much for commenting. And tell me what brought you to the webinar today as well, because I want to know. I'm nosy. So we're going to close that gap today. All right. So by the end of this Carnival Readiness Assessment session, here's what I want you to hold on to for the next whatever amount of time that we're here together. By the time you're done, you're going to have 4 things. 1, genuine clarity, first and foremost, on whether doing Carnival on your own is actually the right fit for you. Number 2, a real understanding of what planning Carnival well requires, what it really requires. Not the highlight reel, but the really full picture. All right. Number 3, you're going to have insight into where your specific gaps are. Your gaps, not anybody else telling you this is going to be a gap for you. This is specifically about you. And the gaps really are the ones that cause stress and they cause disappointment in your Caribbean Carnival experience at the end of the day. And the last, number 4, is your honest result, your score, and a clear picture of what your best next step is. Okay? All right. So that is what we are building today. So let we go. And let me take a moment just to tell you who I am and why I'm the right person to be having this conversation with you today. So as I said at the beginning, and in case you just joined me, I'm Isha Herbert Davis, Carnivalista in Chief and founder of Events by Ashe. And for over a decade, over 15 years to be exact, I have been creating fully handled Caribbean Carnival experiences for high-achieving Black women just like you. Hundreds of women globally, I might add. We've served clients in the US, in Canada, in Europe, as far away as Australia, we have served clients. So we've done dozens of trips. I've served hundreds of women, as I said before. Many locations, Trinidad, Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia, Tobago, multiple Caribbean Carnival locations. Events by Ashe is a Better Business Bureau A+ rated company, and that is a tough rating to keep up for over 15 years. And we have been featured in major national magazines, National Geographic, Travel and Leisure, Travel Noir. We have been featured in major media outlets. And because of this work, I actually have a bigger goal, and that is to support and uplift Black women. So a portion of Events by Ashe's profits actually goes directly into that. And they're usually local nonprofits because I'm in North Carolina. So I absolutely have a soft spot in my heart for organizations that uplift Black women, whether it's locally here where I'm located or anywhere in the US. All right. And don't just take my word for it. All right. Here's what 2 of our own clients said. So Crystal says, I literally needed to book my flights and pack my bags. And that was from Crystal. She traveled with us in 2026. And UTC stands for Ultimate Trinidad Carnival, which is our flagship travel experience. And Ariana says, I'm always the responsible person on holidays. And it was just so great to have someone else in charge to do the thinking for you, right? And that was Ariana, and she traveled with us in 2023. So this is the experience that we create every single time, for, as I said, over 15 years, over a decade, this is what we have been doing. And that's why I am the best person to do this readiness assessment with you. All right. So let me see here. Jasmine, hello. I need step-by-step on how to be involved, like how to get in a tribe and get the outfits and stuff like that, this is so helpful. I am glad it was helpful for you, Jasmine. Buckle up and stay tuned because we are about to get into it. All right. So skipped ahead too much. There we go. So everything we do at Events by Ashe is built on what I call the handled freedom framework. All right. And one belief at the core of this handled freedom framework is when the right details are handled with care, our clients are free to fully enjoy the experience. Now, the framework has 3 pillars. The first pillar is prepare. All right. And the big question behind prepare is, do you have the clarity and the knowledge to get to Carnival without overwhelm? That's that first pillar. All right. Or key number 1. Key number 2 is guide. And the big question behind guide, do you have a real plan for logistics and support once you're on the ground? That is the question behind guide. And then the third key, free, is your experience truly set up to feel joyful and restorative? That's the third question there, right? Or are you unintentionally creating another project for yourself in trying to plan your own Caribbean Carnival? Like, let's be real. We all have more than enough on our plates these days, right? So in a moment, we are going to assess you again, not me, you, across all 3 of these keys. There's 9 markers in total. And for each statement, you're going to ask yourself one honest question and you're going to give yourself a score. So the question is, how confident am I that I could handle this well on my own without stress? And give yourself an honest answer, right? This is not the time to be like, oh, giving yourself a vanity answer. No, because the quiz is not for me. The quiz is for you. So you have a very, very honest and accurate assessment of where you actually are in the process. All right. Now, the scoring system is going to be on a 1 to 3 rating scale, and you're going to give yourself a 1 if you are confident that you can handle this well on your own without any stress. You're going to give yourself 2 points if you are somewhat confident. You're kind of like, I feel a little shaky, but I think I could figure it out. All right. And I'll give you some more guidance around the ratings. Not confident, you'll give yourself 3 points for that particular question. And that means that you're like, no, I do not feel confident right now, right? Now, here's what I'll say is definitely don't feel bad if you're all 3s in this, right? There's no feeling good or feeling bad here. This is an honest assessment that is just for you. That is literally what this is for, all right? So if you have the guide, definitely pull it out. And I forgot to get the link, so let me get the link. Let's see here. Oh dear. Oh, this is not good. I can't find my link. Hold on, Zine. Let's see if I can find my link. Nope, still can't find the link. Hold on. I might have it in my notes. Let's see here. And in the meantime, let me look at some of these notes in here. And thank you for leaving a comment. Teresa, hey! Sorry to hear that you're having technical difficulties, love. I hope that you get through with that. Let me see here. I'm trying to think, how else can I pull this up? Let me pull this down for a sec. Okay. Yes, Teresa, thank you so much for joining. Sorry you're having technical difficulties again. I had some this morning. Well, you know I always have technical difficulties, right? And I also see Patricia put another comment here that you're not going, you're just sharing advice. Okay, fair. That's awesome. I love it. Yes, if I'm understanding comment correctly, that you are not going to Antigua Carnival or their next stop. See, reading is understanding, right? Even for me. So I see you're sharing advice. So yes, definitely share this video with them, this assessment with them. It would be a really, really good thing for them to really understand if they're ready for Antigua Carnival. It might be a little bit late, but at the same point in time, better late than never, right? Better late than never. All right, I'm seeing if I can get this document for you all. Here we are. I got it. Oops. Share, copy link. All right. So let me share the link. And Patricia, feel free to share this link with them as well. And it is a PDF document, and it should be coming through in a sec. Oops, let's see here. There we go. Yay! Okay. And it looks like it's coming through. Okay. So let's pull back up the presentation. Oh, yes. Okay, look at that. Technology. It worked. All right. So I just put the link to the Carnival Readiness Assessment in the chat. So feel free to open that document and follow along. You don't need the document. You can literally just take a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and jot down the numbers and then total everything up at the end, okay? So you don't need the assessment. You can just take a piece of paper, or you can open up the document and follow along that way, all right? If you have the document, you have a piece of paper, you have a pen, put yes in the chat if you are ready to go. And let's get this party started. I'm not moving until I see at least one yes in the chat, right? Telling me that you all are ready for this, because this is going to be so good. And really, it's because the most powerful thing you can do right now is be honest with yourself, right? You know, telling yourself, oh, I think I can, or I think I'm a 1 here for sure, and you're not really that sure. It is really not the best thing to be honest about with yourself. All right. I see a yes, thumbs up. There we go. All right. So key number 1, prepare. All right. So most women who have a disappointing carnival experience don't fail at the fun part. They fail at the preparation. Okay. And the gap shows up before they ever board the plane. That is the biggest piece to know. It don't come after the plane land where you're going. It actually happens before you even board the plane. So what you don't know is costing you more than you think. And let me share, this is a real truth. All of the stories I'm sharing today are true life stories, all right? And this is an actual client who is traveling with us to Trinidad Carnival next year. She did Trinidad Carnival on her own this year, which is 2026. She did everything right. Researched the band. She secured her costume. She showed up. She did the Epic Carnival cruise, actually. And after all of that, she missed crossing the stage on parade day completely. And it wasn't because she wasn't ready to have a good time. That was very obvious. It's because no one told her where to be, when to be there, and how the parade day actually unfolds on the ground. And that's not a planning failure. That's a support gap, right? And it cost her the moment she had been waiting years for, which is crossing the Savannah stage in Trinidad, right? That is the moment. And Teresa can tell you this, right? Who's watching right now. That is the moment, right? So it cost her that moment. And when I finally got on the phone with her after, she experienced Trinidad Carnival this year, she was like, no, I'm not missing that again. So we coming with you because I know you are going to get me where I need to be, and I'm not missing crossing the stage, right? So yes, it is a support gap. That is the issue with that. So prepare is the first key, all right? Now let's assess you across these 3 specific areas of preparation. So question 1.1, clarify, all right? And this statement, I know exactly which carnival I want, what's involved, and what I need to book without overwhelm. All right. And again, you're going to score yourself a 1 here if you are confident that you are clear. You're going to score 2 here if you are somewhat confident. You're kind of like, a little shaky on that. And if you are not confident at all, you are going to score a 3 on your clarity question. All right. So take a minute to think about it. Write down your number. And the carnival culture. Yes, that's right, Teresa. 6 carnivals. Haven't missed a stage yet, right? So you can testify to that. So carnival culture literally has a learning curve. All right. If you don't know which carnival you want and why, that vagueness is where the first year of waiting actually starts. All right. Now write down your number for question 1.1. Let's move to question 1.2. Educate. I understand what carnival really requires, the timeline, the culture, what to bring, and I feel prepared. All right. Again, score yourself a 1 if you are confident in that education, score 2 if you're somewhat confident, and score 3 if you are not confident at all. All right. And the women, I'll just say here, the women who arrive underprepared don't have a bad time because of bad luck. They have a bad time because no one told them what to expect, even though they've watched all the reels, they've, read all of the blogs, they've done everything. They didn't have anyone who actually sat down and told them exactly what to expect. All right. Question 1.3, confirm. I know how to secure the right costume, band, and event access without missing key windows. All right. Costume registration closes months before Carnival. All right. Bands sell out, tickets go to the wind, like they're just gone, right? If you don't know what you don't know, this is where doing it yourself planning really has the highest cost because you're missing those important windows. So for question 1.3, if you are confident in your confirmation and you feel really good about that, score yourself a 1. Score yourself 2 points if you feel somewhat confident, and score yourself 3 points if you do not feel confident at all with the confirmation of these things. All right. So let's take a breath. I'm sure that was a lot, right? Sit with this reflection for a moment. What would it mean for your experience if you walked in genuinely prepared and not just hoping for the best? I'm going to give you a little reflection point at the end of, the every single key that I cover with you and ask you those questions and you score yourself, right? Because it's important to take this point of reflection. Yes, there are numbers on a piece of paper right now where you are scoring yourself, and we're going to get to what all of that means. But in the meantime, reflect. How would that really feel for you if you could walk into a Caribbean carnival 100%, 150% prepared, and not just arriving and hoping for the best, right? I think that would feel really good. All right, so let's go on to key number 2, which is guide. And here's the thing. You can have the most beautiful costume, the best playlist, the right energy, and still have your Caribbean Carnival experience unravel because of a logistics failure. And I'm not even going to mince words here. From our clients who have traveled with us, every single one of them have said this unprompted, right? The general question is there, hey, what was the most important thing that you valued the most throughout your Caribbean Carnival experience? Transportation is the number one thing without fail in their testimonials, all right? We have air-conditioned buses, on-time pickups, a team that knows exactly where you are and where you need to be, which is very important, on every single event, on every single day. And that's not a convenience. That is a peace of mind, right? And if you are a woman who manages risk every single day at work, the last thing you want on your time off is more things to watch out for. I know when I'm on vacation, I don't want to be doing that. So the last thing you want, I am sure, is things to watch out for, things to worry about, things to be thinking, oh, what's the risk here? And managing all of that on your vacation, and least of all at your Caribbean Carnival experience. All right. So yes, let us get into the questions under guide. All right. And again, you are going to score yourself. All right. So question 2.1, coordinate. I have a clear plan for accommodations, transportation to and from events, and moving safely, including late nights, parade days, and early mornings, right? And because the timing of many events throughout any Caribbean Carnival experience has very early mornings. In the case of a Juve or 4-day morning in Barbados, we're talking 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Late nights, if you're doing a late night fete, then that is probably midnight, 1 o'clock, anywhere from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning. A fete is ending, right? Never mind breakfast party that's starting. There's a lot of different late nights and early mornings, in case you couldn't tell, right? Parade days, right, where vehicles cannot access the parade very easily because they're blocked off, right? It's police barricades they're dealing with. They're not allowing transportation vehicles of any kind unless you are involved in the parade to get to where you and your friends may be. So that's another coordination thing to consider, all right? So how confident are you in your coordination, right? So you're going to score yourself a 1 if you are feeling confident, score yourself a 2 if you are somewhat confident, and score yourself a 3 if you are not confident at all, all right? And as I said, transportation and logistics are where the most do-it-yourself carnival plans fall apart first. And it's complex. And this is even for locals, right? Not even foreigners. This is complex even for locals during carnival time, and one of the most stressful coordination things that you can really look at or do. All right, write your number down. Question 2.2, navigate. If something unexpected happens, a safety concern or a change in plans, I have the knowledge and support to handle it calmly on my own. All right. You're going to be in a unfamiliar country. Something will be different from what you expected. The question is whether you have backup or whether you're figuring it out alone, right? So if you're feeling confident in your navigation, you're going to score yourself a 1 with this question. If you're feeling somewhat confident, give yourself 2 points. And if you're not feeling confident at all, that is 3 points. All right? All right. So let's go on to question 2.2. Protect. Okay, I'm confident my carnival experience would feel safe, low drama, and protected. I'm sorry. I've thought through everything needed for a peaceful, high quality trip. Okay. Whew. Score yourself on that one. If you're feeling confident that your carnival experience, you're feeling protected, score yourself a 1. If you're not feeling as confident, score yourself 2 points. And if you are not confident at all, score yourself 3 points. And the reason why this is important is because peace of mind is not a luxury item, not for a Caribbean Carnival trip, okay? It is the foundation of a good Caribbean Carnival trip, all right? Now, you should have 3 more numbers added to your list, or if you have your PDF document, you're putting your numbers in there, all right? I want the reflection for you here to be, if something unexpected happened on parade day while you are in full costume, what is your plan right now? Because we're not going to wait until parade day to try to figure it out in that costume, right? What is your plan right now? Okay, that is going to be the reflection moment here. Okay, breathe. All right, and I want to make sure y'all are following along. Okay, put yes in the chat if you're following along. You got your scores in there, and we are moving forward with the next key, because I no woman left behind. That is one of the mottos of Events by Ashe. So if you are following along and you are coming along with us throughout this assessment, I want to see a yes in the chat. All right. Oh, and I see Teresa. Yes, the ambassadors are on it. You know it. You know it. My team. I have an amazing team with Events by Ashe, and we are just wonderfully making sure that we're taking care of all of our clients year after year after year, carnival after carnival after carnival. And, you know, Teresa says it for sure. Yes, I see a yes. Okay, we go in. All right. So key number 3, and this is the last key, and In my mind, it's the most important key. Free. Okay? And this is the pillar most women underestimate, and the one that determines whether you come home full and joyful or completely depleted, honestly. So you can execute every logistical detail perfectly and still spend the whole trip managing something in your head, right? Mental load removal is not a side benefit of a well handled trip. It literally is the product. Caribbean Carnival is freedom, right? And one of our clients described it so perfectly. And I'm going to reference Ariana again, just because I feel it really speaks to Caribbean Carnival experiences, a well planned, executed, and free Caribbean Carnival experience. I love knowing you guys had it covered. I'm always the responsible person on holidays, and it was so great to have someone else in charge. That quote is just worth repeating, right? How many trips have you been on as a professional woman that you have not had to be the one in charge? You haven't had to be on. You haven't had to have that logistical brain going, and you were actually just able to let go and be free. All right. For the woman who carries everything, if you were able to set it down for 7 days, that in its own mind is everything. Okay, in my mind, that is everything. In our client's mind, and in your mind, that is everything too. Because how would that feel if you're able to just set everything down for 7 days? I think about a client who actually, unfortunately, dropped her cell phone in the sea during one of our Ultimate Trinidad Carnival trips. And she told me privately that it was actually one of the most freeing times in her life, because her phone couldn't work. She couldn't do anything. Trinidad was shut down because it was carnival time. She couldn't go get a new phone. And she literally felt for the first time in her life really and truly free, because she didn't have the phone dinging all the time. She didn't have the messages coming in. She didn't have her clients reaching out to her because she was a hairdresser. She didn't have a million and one things happening while she's trying to enjoy her Caribbean Carnival experience. So if you could even get a imsy little piece of that, right? That is everything, right? Okay. So let's get into the scoring of this one. Oops, and I clicked ahead again. Here we go. Key number 3, free. So question 3.1, release. Ooh, yes. I could go to Carnival and actually be present, not managing details in my head, not problem solving in the background while everyone else is dancing. So where release is concerned, do you feel confident that you could do that? Really? Score yourself a 1. If you feel somewhat confident, score yourself 2 points. And if you feel not confident at all, score yourself 3 points here. All right? Because you can be at the most beautiful party in the world and still be halfway somewhere else in your head. And that's not a carnival problem. That's a mental load problem. I need you to hear that, okay, and really understand that. All right. We'll pause for a second. Make sure you all have your numbers written down for that question 3.1. Now, question 3.2, connect. I'm confident I'd feel a genuine sense of belonging and sisterhood, not like an outsider figuring it out alone among women who already know each other, right? You want to feel like you are connecting. Belonging matters more than we usually admit. Who you're surrounded by shapes the entire experience. And with us, we have so many women who travel with us and they're traveling alone. Their friend didn't want to come, or their cousin couldn't come, or their sister dropped out, and they end up coming alone. And they build and connect with the community of the other women who are traveling. You know, I said earlier, no woman left behind. That is exactly what we actually practice. All right. So how confident are you in your connection once you get to a Caribbean Carnival? 1, you feel confident. You're going to give yourself 1 point. If you're feeling somewhat confident, you're going to give yourself 2 points. And if you're not confident at all that you would feel connected, give yourself 3 points. All right. And now the last question, restore. At the end of this Caribbean Carnival experience, I'd feel genuinely restored. Like I showed up fully for myself, not like I worked hard to make it happen and came home more tired than I left. We don't want that for you. Now, this is the one I really want you to sit with. The whole point of any Caribbean Carnival experience is to come home full. Yes, to come home full. What would it mean to come home genuinely restored? Not just rested, but restored. Restored. All right. So for this 3.3, I want you to give yourself a 1 if you feel confident that you would return home restored. Give yourself a 2 if you feel somewhat confident, and give yourself 3 points if you feel not confident at all. Okay. Now that was the last question. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds. All right. Add up your total score. Write that number down. If you've been doing it on your phone, add up all the numbers, put it in your phone. If you've been following along in the PDF document that I shared, the assessment document, put it on the document. However you've been following along, make sure that you're totaling up that number, because we are at the end of the assessment, and I'm going to share with you next what your number really means. So I'm going to give you a 30-second time frame to total that up, and we'll keep moving forward. All right. So let's talk about what your score actually means. And before I unveil this to you, I want you to hear this clearly. Every single result in this assessment is a gift. It is a gift, not a grade. Okay. There is no wrong answer here. Only honest self-knowledge, right? How does the saying go? Know thyself. This is to know yourself. All right. So here we go. If you scored 9, the number 9 to 13, you are the independent Carnivalista. You have done your homework. You have genuine clarity and confidence. And you may not need us being Events by Ashe, and that is completely okay. I definitely want you to stay on and keep watching, because I have something to share that will help you protect and maximize every single part of your experience. All right. If you scored 14 to 20, you are the guided Carnivalista. And you're closer than you think, but those gaps that you just identified in your assessment, they are real, and they're exactly where disappointment lives. Okay. And a 10-minute conversation with me could change the entire arc of your trip. All right. Just saying. If you scored 21 to 27, you are the fully handled Carnivalista. Okay. You have been honest with yourself today, and that took courage. I am proud of you. All right. You deserve to show up to Carnival and have every single detail handled. And as I said at the beginning of this, not because you can't figure it out, but because you have already figured out enough. You have enough on your plate. And that is exactly who Events by Ashe was built for. All right. So we have the number. Now, if you would like, drop your results in the chat. So who are you? The independent Carnivalista, the guided Carnivalista, or the fully handled Carnivalista? So I want to see independent, guided, or fully handled, or FH. You can say FH if you want to. Because I want to celebrate you. We got to the end of this assessment. Yay! And if you are watching the replay, I want you to comment your category as well in the comments. Okay, you're independent, you're guided, or you are fully handled, FH. All right, definitely put that in the chat, because again, I want to celebrate you. And I definitely want to make sure that you understand that this number is not good. This number is not bad. It's just more in terms of you being honest with yourself and doing the actual work, doing the actual assessment, and looking it in the eye and like, okay, this is where I am, and I'm okay with that, and we can move on. All right? Okay. So let us keep going here. So let me show you what fully handled actually looks like in practice. Okay. And honestly, this is not marketing language. All right. This is what our clients actually experience. From mass camp registration, your costume is secured, your adjustments are handled, your sizing is correct, your costume fits you perfectly. You never have to set foot in a costume provider and or mass camp ever when you work with Events by Ashe. All right. Accommodations, they're vetted, they're confirmed, and they're coordinated before you even land. Your transportation, air conditioned vehicles on time, every single event, even when leaving, the same. All right. Late nights, Juve mornings, parade day, we have you covered. Our on the ground ambassador team, people who know you by name and they know who you are and they're with you from the moment you arrive, from the moment you leave, priceless. All right. Survival kit, makeup, photography, paparazzi of your most beautiful moments handled. Curated FET access that you cannot get on your own. I talked about missing those important windows of getting tickets, of getting costumes, all of that stuff done. And on top of all of that, a group of women like you who will become your people. And I want to say here, our clients don't come back because the trip was nice. They come back because for the first time, they did not have to lead and they got to live. They actually got to live a carnival, right? And that's the goal. That is really the goal. All right, let's see what we have in the chat here. Guided. Yes, Teresa. I don't want to do it. I hear you. I hear you. I don't want to do it. Yes, Teresa. And we love you, okay? We know that. We know that you're like, no, I'm not even trying. I don't even want to try to do this myself. Hey, Laurel, fully handled. And I will be, yes, Trinidad 2027, here we come. Laurel is traveling with us in 2027. We're so excited that she's coming along. So listen, this is what fully handled looks like. All right. So let us go on to the next thing here. And Teresa, you said this. These are your words. Okay. I'm so glad that you're on today because I wanted to quote you. Teresa, I'll say again, has traveled with us to Trinidad, Grenada, Barbados, and more. Multiple carnivals, years of experiences. And this is what she said. Isha and her team have the whole thing together. All the tour experiences are coordinated for you, so there's no guesswork. You just show up and enjoy. And as I said, Carnivalista since 2020. All right, and she's here today, which I love. So there's no guesswork for you at all. You just show up and enjoy. That is the promise, and that is exactly what we deliver. All right? So you showed up today and you did the work. You told yourself the truth. And now you have two paths in front of you. Okay? Path number one, you go it alone. You take what you learned today and you go plan your carnival yourself. And I genuinely mean this. I hope it goes beautifully. Okay? I really do. Because Caribbean Carnival is an experience of freedom, of love, of joy that not many people in this world, in fact, I would say most people in this world never get to experience in their lifetime. It is a privilege, all right? So for you to go ahead and go forth and be free and plan it on your own, I genuinely hope that it goes beautifully for you, all right? Path number two, get on a call with me. You tell me which carnival is calling your name, and I show you exactly what a fully handled experience looks like for you specifically. Not a general overview, but for you, you. Okay? You have spent this time getting honest about what you want today. Okay? The only thing left is for you to take one step toward actually getting it, right? It's a very, very simple step. So here's what I want to tell you what's coming because your next carnival is closer than you think. Okay. So first and foremost, Ultimate Crop Over 2027 in Barbados. and Ultimate Trinidad Carnival 2028 are both opening on May the 28th. Oh, 28, 28. I love the synchronicity. All right. So they are both opening 13 days from today. Okay? 13 days. 13 days. It is really a very exciting time. We are super excited to elevate all of our carnival experiences in Barbados, in Grenada, and in Trinidad. And we're very, very excited about all of this. All right. So spaces are going to be limited. They're going to move quickly. And the women who get on a discovery call with me before May the 28th will have access. They'll have first access when those doors actually open. So if either of those carnivals are on your vision board, now is the time. All right. Here's your next step. It's really, really simple. Really, really simple. Book a dream discovery call with me. All right. I just need 10 to 15 minutes of your time. It is free. It is a real conversation. It is not a pitch. You'll tell me exactly which carnival is calling your name. I'll tell you exactly what's available, what's included, and whether Events by Ashley is a right fit for you. And I'll be honest with you, I'm selective about who joins our family, all right? And family is friends and family, in case you didn't know, and those are our peeps, all right? This call is as much about me making sure I can deliver the experience you deserve as it is about deciding if we are the right fit, right? I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. Uh-oh, can I copy and paste this? No! Hold on. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Me and technology, Teresa, girl. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Copy, and I'm going to paste this in the chat. Here we go. It is coming through in a couple of minutes. And, oops, where are we here? Here we are. Book your dream discovery call. That is a live link. You can see my availability on my calendar to book a call with me. If you are a guided or a fully handled carnivalista, this is for you. Even if you are an independent carnivalista and you just want to hop on the phone with me to get just a little bit more clarity or even to ask some questions, feel free to do that as well. All right. Thank you, Teresa. I know you got my back, girl. I know you got me. Thank you. But I did it. All right. So if you want to access Ultimate Trinidad Carnival 2028 first, which is our flagship experience, or you want to come along with us to Crop Over in 2027 in Barbados before May the 28th, when these packages go live, this call is for you. Claim your spot. Okay. That's what I'm going to say. All right. That's everything I had to share today, people. Genuinely, thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for saying yes to yourself. Ooh, I forgot to mention, the link to the Dream Carnival Discovery Call is actually also in the description that is with this recording. So if you're watching the replay on Facebook, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, it is actually in the description of this event. All right. So thank you for being here today. I'll get back to that. Thank you for saying yes to yourself, even if only for 45 minutes. And I'm at 43-ish, 43-ish minutes right now. You showed up. You did the work. You told yourself the truth. That matters, okay? That really does matter, all right? I cannot wait to bring you into our family. You just made a powerful decision for yourself. If you're not quite ready to book the call yet today, that's completely okay. The handout that I shared with you, the PDF in the that is the actual assessment, that is yours to keep. Sit with your score, okay? And when you're ready, the link will be waiting for you. I'll open up Q&A for a few minutes. If you have any questions about Caribbean Carnival, definitely put them in the chat. I can stay on the line for a few more minutes and answer as many questions as I can because you already know what you want. I've already walked you through the assessment. You have seen the roadmap, right? The only thing left is for you to take one more step towards it. Book the Dream Carnival Discovery Call with me. Put any questions you might have in the chat. I know we have somebody watching who has a group going to Antigua Carnival. If you have any questions about that you want to pass along to your crew, put them in the chat. So definitely I will stay on for a few minutes and we will do that because that assessment, I know I did a good job with it. It definitely is something that will help so many of you who are trying to do it alone. You're tired of figuring out, watching all of these reels. Your brain is tired from trying to figure out all the logistics. Who do I buy a costume from? What party do I go to? It's so much information out there. And having been doing this for over a decade, having been to many different Caribbean carnivals, actually for over 2 decades, almost 2.5 decades. Yes, I know I'm aging myself and I'm dating myself, but I've been going to my very first Caribbean carnival was Trinidad in 1998. Yes, that was a long time ago. And even before that, I used to be at Caravana in Toronto because that's originally where I am from. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. Okay. And you have 25 years plus of experience right here with me. So if you have questions, definitely let me know. Laurel says, I have no questions. Yay, Laurel. Woo, woo, woo. Just counting down the days. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person too, Laurel. We're getting ready to order your Yuma costume soon for Ultimate Trinidad Carnival next year. So stay tuned. So much more to come. So much more to come. And I see Teresa is saying, I'm ready for more Caribbean food. We always ready for food, girl. Yes, I know it. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Well, no, I don't see any questions. Going once, twice, 3 times. I don't see any questions. All right. Okay. We will keep it moving. I will say again, thank you so much for joining me today. And as always,